Today I'm going to investigate that steering wheel rub. Based on how these covers are sitting, I think that the entire assembly, which has the 2 control switches, is twisted on the column. That would explain why the cover is interfering with this signal stock, and this top cover also does not line up with the instrument cluster. So I'm going to pull off the steering wheel and see if I can find the reason why this is twisted. There we go. Place the airbag away from me. I took the steering column apart. I realized the entire column was twisted. So I've partially corrected that using a pipe wrench. I'm going to attempt to correct it the rest of the way. The tilt function, I could say, no longer works because the column is twisted. Hoping that I can twist it back enough so that everything lines up again and then it works.
I'm not surprised there was a theft attempt on this Civic. It was #1 on the most frequently stolen car list for years. As of 2015, it's still in the top 10. This is because the door and ignition barrels wear. After all these years and all these miles, they can be started with any old Honda key.
Well, I still have that rubbing sound, which must actually be coming from inside the steering column. But I basically got it straight now. As you can see, the steering wheel moves up and down now. The rubbing is also a little bit better. I can hear it, but can only feel it a little bit through the wheel.
I think what saved this car is the low mileage. With only 170,000 kilometers, the door and ignition barrels aren't nearly as worn as other cars of its age.
Now I think it's actually the steering shaft slightly bent inside, because if I push the wheel towards the driver's side with both hands and spin it, little to no rubbing. So that's what I'm going to try next. Let's give it a shot. Just going to bend it a little bit if I can.
They probably attempted to use an old Honda key. They got in through the door and then found that the key didn't work to start the car or unlock the ignition.
Let's try using the steering wheel to bend it a little bit.
They then probably tried to break the steering lock, and that didn't work either. It just bent the steering column.
Can't even feel the rub. Let's see if these plastic covers fit before I go any further.
The frequent theft attempts are a good reason to install a kill switch in these vehicles.
Looks like they will indeed fit. That's the sound of success, ladies and gentlemen. Column cover snapping in place. The entire thing able to move around quite a bit, but nevertheless it's still attached by one screw. Steering wheel can now move up and down. Let's listen to how it sounds. We turn it. Well, that didn't last very long. Our column covers just popped open. Call that good for now. Maybe I'll look at it tomorrow. See if I can make it a little bit better.